Well, we're coming to the end of the book of Ephesians, although there's several weeks or several days left in this study because it's going to take us a while to get through these verses. But it begins in chapter 6, verse 10 by saying, finally, be strong in the Lord. Now what he's about to do is open our eyes to the big picture. What is it that we're really facing in this life? Most of us think that our battle is against flesh and blood. Most of us think that our biggest problem is our neighbor, that family member that we can't get along with. But what we don't understand is that's not our biggest problem at all. He tells you what the biggest problem and the biggest reality that you need to come face to face with in this world in chapter 6. Let me read these to you. Verse 10. He said, finally be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might. Put on the whole armor of God that you may be able to stand against the schemes of the devil. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers and against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. What he's saying to you is this. Your biggest problem is not your neighbor, and your biggest problem is not those that annoy you and those that you don't get along with. Your biggest problem is not your work or your job or anything like that. What you need to recognize is your battle is not against flesh and blood. Your battle is not against the things that you see, but the battle is against the things that you do not see. He says you need to be strong in the Lord. You need to put on the armor of God. Why? So that I can defend myself against other people? No. So that you can stand against the schemes of the devil. If you're a child of God, Satan wants to sift you like wheat. Peter says that he goes about like a roaring lion, seeking those that he can devour. He hates Jesus, and he hates those who stand for Jesus, and he really doesn't care about people that don't stand for Jesus either, but he wants to destroy those who proclaim the name of the Lord. So as you and I go about proclaiming the name of the Lord, and we will if we're believers because we're ambassadors for Christ, Satan wants to take you out. So what do? Well, that's what we're going to be looking at over the next several days. You and I need to learn to put on the armor of God because in and of ourselves we can't fight Satan. But Christ has risen from the dead. He's exalted at the right hand of God. He's won the victory. Satan knows his doom is sure. And we engage in that battle when we are filled with the Spirit and allow God, through his glorious might, to fight this battle through us. Be prepared because that's what we're going to be learning to do over the next few days.